What are some of the reasons you give for not going to church? My name is Pastor Andy Schreier from Redeemer Lutheran Church, and that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we do, we ask that you like or share this video so that you and others can get more content like this. But what reasons do you give for not going to church? Imagine one Sunday, you're planning on going to church, but you wake up and realize your alarm didn't go off. It's only 10 minutes before church starts. But you think to yourself, I have to make it to church. So you jump out of bed, get into your car in your pajamas, and try to start the car, but it won't start. So you call up your neighbor and you ask him to come over and jump your car because you have to make it to church. When you finally get your car started, you head out the driveway, and just as you go up, boom, another car hits you. Now you're standing on the side of the road, your leg hurts, you're waiting for the police and the ambulance to come, but you tell the other guy, no, I've got to make it to church. And so you start walking as fast as you can, the half a mile to church. And on the way, another car hits you. Now you're lying on the side of the road. You can barely walk, so you're crawling along the road. And you crawl all the way to church, and you crawl into church and up into the pew just as the sermon is about halfway done. That's a little ridiculous, isn't it? We let a lot less than that keep us from going to church sometimes, don't we? The alarm doesn't go off, and we're going to have to rush to get to church, so let's just wait till next week. You get home late the night before, and to get up and get the kids ready, that'd be too much work. The kids are giving you trouble, and they're not eating their breakfast. Oh, well, we'll just wait till next week or some other time. The lawn needs to be mowed. The pastor's kind of boring. Church is a 45-minute drive away. There's a lot of reasons we give when we don't go to church. This week, we've been talking in church about the wise men who lived in a land hundreds of miles away from Bethlehem, where Jesus was born. When they saw the star appear in the east when Jesus was born, they realized that it was the sign that the King of the Jews, the Savior of the world, had been born. And so they decided to go worship him. Now, understand, it's not like today. There weren't airplanes, there weren't cars, there weren't highways and expressways. This would have taken weeks to plan. It would have taken months to get there. They would have had to go on foot or by camel or by donkey. They would have had to camp night after night in the middle of nowhere. The cost and the time involved of this trip would be immense, and the danger too. When they finally made it to Israel, they didn't know exactly where to find Jesus, so they went to Jerusalem. They had to wait and talk to King Herod. And then finally, after weeks, maybe months, they made it to Bethlehem and found baby Jesus, and they bowed down and worshiped him and presented him with their gifts of gold, incense, and myrrh. The wise men weren't about to let anything keep them from going and worshiping their King and Savior. Now, how much they knew about who Jesus would be, we don't know, but they did recognize he was their King. They did recognize he was a special baby and that he was their Savior. And so they said, we need to go and worship him. It's kind of like Jesus. I mean, Jesus didn't let anything stop him from coming to this world to save us. When he was here on earth, the devil tried again and again to keep Jesus from going to Jerusalem and going to that cross to die for you and for me. But Jesus wasn't about to have that. He was resolute. He was going to go to die for us no matter what. And when we see Jesus' determination to live and die for us, when we see examples like the wise men who wouldn't let any cost or time or obstacle get in their way of worshiping their Savior, that leads us to say, I'm not going to let anything keep me from worshiping my God. And the opportunities we have are every Sunday at church. We have the privilege of going and being in our God's presence, of saying thank you to him and singing his praises and hearing his word and growing in our faith. And so often we let just about any excuse keep us from going. We definitely aren't resolute at times about going and worshiping our Savior. That's why as we start this new year, 2021, I'm going to encourage you to make that a resolution, to be resolute, that you're going to go to church every single Sunday this year. Make it a goal. Can you make it 52 weeks? Can you not let anything keep you from going and worshiping your Savior and finding in Him the forgiveness and strength and help He gives us every time we go and worship Him? So my encouragement for you today is to, like the wise men, be resolute. Don't let anything keep you from worshiping your Savior, who didn't let anything keep Him from saving you.